There's a shark so small it could fit in the palm of your hand, so rare that only two have ever been found in the entire history of marine biology, and it glows in the dark. I'm not talking about some deep-sea fish, I'm talking about a shark, a real shark, with teeth, gills, and a secret weapon hidden in tiny pockets near its fins that scientists still don't fully understand. The first one was discovered in 1979 off the coast of Peru. Then, nothing. For 36 years, nobody found another one, until 2010, when a research team pulled something impossible out of the Gulf of Mexico. And what they discovered didn't just rewrite what we know about sharks. It revealed that the deep ocean is hiding creatures we can't even imagine. The story starts back in 1979. A group of Soviet scientists were out at sea, sailing off the coast of Peru, near a deep underwater mountain range called the Nazca Submarine Ridge. They were studying sperm whales, trying to learn what these massive creatures were eating and how they hunted in the deep ocean. To do that, they dropped large nets more than 1,000 feet below the surface, hoping to catch the smaller animals that whales feed on. But when they pulled those nets back up, they caught something none of them expected. It was a tiny shark, no bigger than a human hand. It looked like a miniature version of a cookie-cutter shark, small, sleek, and harmless looking. But when they looked closer, they noticed something completely new. On each side of its body, just above the fins, were two small pockets. No one had ever seen anything like that before. The scientists had no idea what those pockets were. Maybe glands, maybe some kind of special organ. They preserved the little shark and sent it to a museum in St. Petersburg, Russia, where it was officially named Mollusquama perini, or, as it's now known, the pocket shark. For 36 years, no one found another one. It became a footnote in marine biology, a curiosity, a mystery, until 2010. A team of scientists from NOAA, that's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, was out in the Gulf of Mexico doing almost the same kind of research the Soviets had done decades earlier. They were studying sperm whales, trying to understand what these giants were eating and how they hunted in the deep waters of the Gulf. So, like before, they dropped huge nets into the dark water, reeled them back up, and began sorting through everything they caught. One of the scientists, Mark Grace, was carefully going through the samples when he noticed something unusual. A small, 5.5-inch long shark, brownish-white in color, with two strange little pockets near its fins. He didn't know what it was, but he could tell right away it was something special. Mark and his team spent 3 years studying it, running CT scans, comparing it to the only other known pocket shark from Russia, until finally they confirmed it. This wasn't the same species. It was a new one entirely. They named it Mollusquama mississippiensis, or the American pocket shark. That meant, in the entire history of ocean research, only 2 pocket sharks had ever been found. One from the Pacific, one from the Gulf, discovered 36 years apart in 2 completely different oceans. And to this day, nobody has ever seen one alive. Let's talk about how small this thing actually is. The American pocket shark measured 5.5 inches long. That's about the length of a dollar bill. You could hold it in one hand. It weighed less than an ounce. For comparison, the smallest known shark species, the dwarf lantern shark, grows to about 8 inches. So the pocket shark is even smaller. But size isn't what makes it unique. It's those pockets. When scientists finally examined the American pocket shark under a microscope, they realized those little pockets on its sides weren't just empty holes. They were glands, and inside them was a special kind of tissue that makes a glowing fluid. That's right, this tiny shark can glow in the dark. But here's what makes it different from other glowing sharks. Most bioluminescent sharks have tiny light organs called photophores, scattered all over their skin, kind of like built-in fairy lights. The pocket shark doesn't work that way. Its glow comes from those pockets, which can actually release the glowing fluid into the water. So instead of lighting up its own body, it shoots out a glowing cloud, almost like how a squid squirts ink when it's scared. Scientists think it uses this as a defense trick. If a predator gets too close, the pocket shark can release that glowing mist to distract or confuse it, giving the tiny shark a chance to disappear into the dark. This glowing defense move is so rare that only a few deep-sea creatures can do it. A few squids, some deep-sea shrimp, and now this mysterious little pocket shark. But there's more. When scientists kept studying the American pocket shark, they noticed something else that made it even more fascinating. It didn't just have those glowing pockets on its sides. Its whole body was covered in tiny light-producing organs called photophores. These little dots act like built-in lights that the shark can control. And here's the wild part. The shark uses them to camouflage itself. Deep in the ocean, sunlight barely reaches the water, but there's still a faint glow that filters down from above. The pocket shark can match that light with its own body, so if a predator looks up from below, it just sees more ocean, not the shark. This trick is called counter-illumination, and it's one of the smartest survival strategies in the deep sea. So this tiny shark has two different lighting systems, one for blending in and one for escaping danger. And remember, it's only about 5 inches long, a creature small enough to fit in your hand, with a defense system more advanced than anything humans could design. The deep ocean is one of the most hostile environments on Earth. No sunlight, crushing pressure, near freezing temperatures, almost no food. And yet, the pocket shark thrives there. Both specimens were found in deep water, over 1,000 feet down, in areas where sperm whales hunt. This isn't a coincidence. Sperm whales dive deep to feed on squid, fish, and other prey. And where there's prey, there are predators. The pocket shark likely lives in this same ecosystem, feeding on the same small creatures the whales are after. But how does something so small survive in such a brutal environment? First, bioluminescence. In the deep ocean, light is a weapon. The pocket shark's photophores allow it to blend in with the faint light from above, making it nearly invisible to predators. And if something does attack, it can release a glowing cloud to escape. Second, size. Being small is actually an advantage in the deep sea. Smaller animals need less food. They can survive on tiny prey, copepods, krill, small fish. The pocket shark's mouth is filled with sharp, needle-like teeth, perfect for grabbing and holding onto slippery prey. Third, metabolism. Deep-sea creatures often have slow metabolisms, allowing them to survive long periods without food. The pocket shark likely does the same, conserving energy and only hunting when necessary. And fourth, those pockets. Scientists believe the bioluminescent fluid isn't just for defense. It might also be used for communication or attracting prey. In the pitch-black deep ocean, a sudden flash of light could lure curious creatures close enough to catch. But here's the thing, we don't know for sure, because no one has ever seen a pocket shark alive. 2 specimens, 2 oceans, decades apart. Why is the pocket shark so rare? The truth is, we don't know if it's actually rare, or if we're just really bad at finding it. See, the deep ocean is the hardest place on Earth to explore. We've mapped more of the surface of Mars than we have of our own ocean floor. And the deeper you go, the harder it is to study. The pocket shark lives in a place scientists call the mesopelagic zone, also known as the twilight zone. It's a dark stretch of ocean that sits between 650 and 3,300 feet deep, too deep for scuba divers and too shallow for most deep-sea submarines. It's basically a massive open wilderness under the sea. There are no landmarks, no coral reefs, no light, just endless black water. Trying to find a 5-inch shark in that kind of environment is like trying to find a single grain of sand in an entire desert. Both specimens were caught by accident. They weren't the target of the research. They just happened to be in the nets when scientists were studying sperm whales. And here's the unsettling part. Both were already dead when they were found. No one has ever observed a pocket shark in its natural habitat. No one has seen it swim, hunt, or use its glow pockets. Everything we know comes from 2 dead specimens and a lot of educated guesses. So is it rare? Or are there thousands of them down there, living their lives in the dark, completely unnoticed? We don't know. But the fact that the 2 specimens were found in completely different oceans, the Pacific and the Gulf of Mexico, suggests they might have a wide range. They could be all over the world, hiding in the deep, and we'd never know. So, why should anyone care about a tiny shark that glows in the dark? Because every time we discover a new species, it teaches us something new about the world we live in. And the pocket shark taught us a lot. Firstly, it showed scientists that bioluminescence, the ability to produce light, is far more common than we ever imagined. Before this little shark showed up, researchers thought only a few animals, like certain squids and deep-sea shrimp, could release glowing clouds into the water. But the pocket shark proved them wrong. It had special glands that could do the same thing, meaning sharks, too, can use light as a survival tool. That discovery changed how scientists think about life in the deep ocean. It means glowing as a defense or camouflage isn't just a rare trick. It might actually be a common strategy among sea creatures trying to survive in the dark. And if one shark species has it, there could be others. Secondly, the deep ocean is full of surprises. The fact that we went 36 years without finding a second pocket shark shows just how little we know about the deep sea. There could be hundreds, maybe thousands, of species down there that we've never seen. Every time we drop a net or send down a submersible, we find something new, something strange, something that challenges what we thought we knew. And the third lesson the pocket shark teaches us is simple. Size doesn't matter. It might only be a few inches long, but that little shark is built perfectly for where it lives. It's got glowing glands for defense, tiny light organs for camouflage, sharp teeth for hunting, and a body made to handle the crushing pressure and total darkness of the deep ocean. It's proof that in nature, being big or strong isn't what keeps you alive. Being adaptable is. Evolution doesn't reward the biggest creature in the sea. It rewards the one that learns how to survive, even when everything around it is trying to kill it. And lastly, and maybe the most important lesson this tiny shark reminds us of, we need to protect what we don't yet understand. The deep ocean might look untouched, but it's not. Fishing nets drag across the seafloor, scooping up everything in their path. Pollution seeps down through the water, and climate change is slowly warming and disrupting ecosystems we've barely even studied. The truth is, scientists didn't even set out to find the pocket shark. They caught it by accident while studying something else. That means there could be countless other species out there, beautiful, strange, or even vital to the planet, that we're destroying without ever realizing they exist. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. And the pocket shark is proof of that. So here's what I learned from the pocket shark. The ocean is not empty. It's not barren. It's full of life we can't see, can't reach, can't even imagine. Somewhere, right now, in the dark waters of the deep sea, there are creatures glowing, hunting, surviving in ways we don't understand. The pocket shark is one of them. A 5-inch predator with pockets full of light, drifting through the twilight zone, completely invisible to us. And it makes me wonder, what else is down there? What other mysteries are hiding in the deep, waiting to be discovered? The ocean still has secrets, and the pocket shark is just one of them. If this story fascinated you, please subscribe, and thank you for watching till the end.